Morning, Coach Creighton.
Morning.
Big win at the Glass Bowl on Tuesday night. You get to refocus, come back, another nationally televised game against Ohio. How do you keep the team continue to be focused now on the Bobcats this week after the big win?
Oh, I don't think that will be an issue at all. Really don't. Had a good meeting yesterday. They're off from football today, getting to a good start academically as the semester's quickly coming to a close. And, then tomorrow is when we start our week with them. We're busy preparing right now. They know that. But I think there's excitement, in our program right now about getting better and taking on the challenge of playing well after having had some success, which we really haven't been able to do in my time here, which is a challenge that we absolutely have to take on to become the program that we want to become. That's all of that, and then on top of that, Ohio. A lot of these guys have not played them, but programs' reputations, permeate through years and decades and all of that, and so we're very aware of the prestige of Ohio football. I've only played them twice, or two really good games, a great win at their place, and then a really tough loss in overtime here in 17. And so we're going to prepare to play the toughest game all year.
You look back at the game against Toledo, your team was able to have a short field on their side of the 56 different occasions. How much of a factor, I know we talked about it post-game, is that helping the offense when you're able to see short field position?
Helps a ton. People have studied that through the years at all levels about, starting field position. If you're starting on your own 10-yard line, you have this percentage of a chance to score. And obviously it increases from your own goal line down the field. And again, those are national averages, over long periods of time. So for us to get the ball on the plus side of the 50-yard line, it's a gift. We need to be able to take advantage of those situations for sure. And for the most part, we did. But between special teams and then the takeaways defensively, huge factor in the game.
You're able to get Tanner Canoe back for the first time in 2021. Talk about his performance and what he was able to do and show you, again, a weapon that you haven't been able to have the luxury of using this year.
Well, Tanner's story, and he's not alone in this, but some guys, when they're injured, and it's for a substantial amount of time, you go through, a range of emotions for sure, and it's hard to stay locked in. It's hard to, have a script at practice and know what you'd be doing on every single play and going through it mentally. And we have a group of guys that have that ability and take advantage of that. And Tanner, would be one of the people that would have just set the bar for that. He was locked in. And so because of that, when he was cleared, he didn't miss a beat. He didn't miss a beat. And obviously we had some practice time if there was any physical rust, and, he gradually, was able to work himself back. But the thing that I'm most impressed with is just his ability, knowing that it was still 4 weeks away or 6 weeks away, to stay on top of it mentally.
Earlier this week, the Burlsworth Trophy came out with their watch list for the best player that was a walk-on. And realistically, you've got two guys that could easily win that award in both Tanner and Hassan. Can you ever remember a point in your career that you've had walk-ons do something like this that those two guys have been able to do?
Yeah, we've had some great stories, with guys who started out as walk-ons for sure. We have guys outside of those two on our current team. And Tanner, having only played one game, he played well, there's no question. right now, to me, it should be the Burlsworth/Baydoun trophy. Just you can't overstate the incredible story, that Haas has lived here in the last few years.
Your quarterback's with us today, and Ben, career high, 354 yards passing, able to complete again 70% of his passes. What were you able to see on tape and take away from his performance on Tuesday?
Yeah, just so pleased with, again, his maturation with the offense. He's done a really good job of being able to run our offense, and we put a lot on him, and he makes us better, when he knows how to apply our offense, to a defense. And I still think there's even room for him to grow and get better. But when you're completing, passing game wise, 70%, of your passes against a really, really talented defense, and then we rushed the ball for 130 yards, and he's really playing well. Super proud of him.
Defensively, you were able to get pressure up front on Finn, and we'll talk to Jose in a minute, but what were your thoughts defensively? We know you look at the yards they put up, but your team was able to stop them on 6 of 7 drives at one point.
Yeah, so it kind of went in waves. They obviously got off to a great start, went down the field and scored, and there were a lot of yards, and there ended up being a lot of points. I mean, it ended up being a shootout, but sometimes you have to look at those games, look at it in the positive way. We got stops. We got the ball. I thought it was 5 or 6 times on the plus side of the 50. And there were really big plays, that were made. When you take the ball away 3 times, and you take care of it, you've got your chances of winning increase exponentially. And so Jose was obviously a focal point, when you watch the film, his ability to be disruptive, in the pass game. It's been that way really all year. He came on really strong at the end of last year. But he's a complete player. He can play on first, second, and third down. He's got a great motor. He's coachable. He's an awesome teammate. Cares about his teammates. And really, I mean, the first word that I would probably use to describe him is humility. Humble people are just fun to be around.
Coach, we've asked a lot about Hassan Baydoun over the course of the year. You've talked extensively about the person you think he is and just about his attributes as a human being. So I won't get into that with you, but when you see the production that he's had, he's now one of only 3 players in this program's history to have 7 or more games of 100 yards, top 10 in the country in terms of yards, receptions per game. Because the production has now lived up to him being part of this program, how does that specifically change the scheming that you have to put into place, both in terms of targeting him more, but also because teams now target on him more as a defense?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. You don't know how defenses are going to play you. I think it would be a mistake, to put all your eggs in that basket. That's the thing, It's a team sport, and you got 11 people out there, and if you only have, one person that can do something, then it's going to be really, really, really hard. We've had some success offensively because, it's not just one person. One thing I'll say about Haas too, I noticed it even again in practice this week, how hard he was running routes where he knew it was unlikely that he was going to be getting the ball. Haas can play inside, Haas can play outside, Haas can run the ball on jet sweeps, scored a touchdown this last week doing that. So because he's so multiple and where he can play, his understanding of our offense, we can do a lot of things with him. But I think the biggest factor, is that we have other people who can hurt you as well.
And then defensively, in a game like Toledo, if someone just looks at the box scores and sees points and yardage, obviously they'll see some holes there. But your team, one stat I thought that was interesting this week is through now 9 weeks, your team is the second best non-Power 5 team in terms of close and late game situations. Opponents have completed just 10 of 26 passes. The defense coming up in big spots, and really the offense as well too. What's been the biggest shift for that to be accomplished this year, maybe as opposed to some other years?
Well, I don't know about the 10 of 26. That's an awesome percentage for us. I don't know how many of those are end of game, last play of the half or anything like that. I will say this, and I told the team this. We beat a really good Miami team back here on homecoming, 13-12. And then we just beat a really good Toledo team, 52-49. I'll tell you what, offensively, we wanted and needed to score more than 13 points against Miami. And our defense had no intention of, letting Toledo score 49. We're the farthest thing from perfect, but we are a team. Everybody cares. Everybody knows that, the final score on game day is, what matters. And our defense came up big despite the numbers and the points, And, you can look at it too, offensively, we tried to win the game at the end and didn't. Went for it on 4th and 2 and fell short. So, we're all trying to figure out how we can do things better and whatnot. I promise you that.
Your offense is the best in the conference in converting third downs. Ben Bryant is the 4th best quarterback in college football at converting on third and medium distances in terms of the passing game. Has third down conversion been one of the biggest improvements in the offense and one of the biggest catalysts to success this year for you?
Third downs are really important. We put a lot into it. We study it. We practice it throughout the week. When I and we are doing a good job, we really are familiar with what we're going to do and what we think we're going to be doing it against. So I made some mistakes on Tuesday night, for sure, on third down. But overall, it's been good for us, and it needs to be. It's just critical.
And then second to last one for me, just a couple more. Obviously, getting off to a 6-3 start, that's the best for Eastern Michigan since 1989. I know there's a lot of football left to play, but how do you balance obviously staying focused, but also letting the student athletes understand historically how much of a push this, how impressive this start has been and what they've accomplished for this program?
Yeah, the guys read, and watch their phone and all of that. So, everybody knew that it was the first time that we had won at the Glass Bowl since 1999, right? So we say congratulations to that, but we're trying to be different, Going 6-6, would not be different. So that's what we're just obsessed with, as a program is being different. We want to be different all last week and on Tuesday night. We want to be different so that after the game we could say we were different tonight. Tonight. It's no longer, 2 nights ago. And so, like I said, we want to be different in that, we want to play better, harder, smarter, prepare better, harder, smarter after having some success. We haven't been able to do that. So we don't want to be the same as we've been. We want to be different. And so that is our focus. There's not an issue with trying to balance, if we accomplish something, it makes us hungrier, to do it more, to do it better. We've not accomplished what we want to accomplish.
And then taking your in-game coaching hat off and looking at things as the leader of a program from the university perspective, what is some of the biggest benefits from your perspective of getting to play in these national TV games, getting to put the program out on such a large scale nationally?
Oh, it's fantastic. I remember Greg telling me when we went to the Bahamas Bowl, I think it was Greg, and said that, being on TV for those 3.5 hours was like worth $6 million in advertising for the university. And then the Quick Lane Bowl, I think it was double that. That's awesome, That's awesome for the university and for the department, for the program. As long as we're representing, our university in a first-class manner and, making people proud and all of those things. So I love it. I love for our guys to, we have guys from in-state, we have guys from out of state, and, they're all on TV, but it's fun, when the guys know that, someone they haven't talked to since their sophomore year in high school is turning on the TV, and it's like, wow, there he is, So I think that's exciting. Enjoy that for sure. And I do think it's a positive thing for the university.
I do have one more for you, and this is it, I promise. Everybody saw the video post-game of you smashing the glass bowl. Are you willing to divulge whether, first, that was from your kitchen, and if it was, how much trouble did you get in with your wife?
So maybe I'm not willing to divulge. No, it was, for bowl eligibility, and we were in the glass bowl. We picked up every piece. But it had been a long time since we'd had a moment like that. So, not trying to offend anybody, but we just needed to have a moment in the locker room. These days, moments in the locker room, are not just shared with the team. But yeah, thanks for asking.
Guys, who would like to go first? You up first. You read my comments, George. Got all sorts of stuff. I'm good, Coach.
I don't know about that. Just the truth.
Ben, thanks for coming.
Yep, happy to be here.
Bowl eligible.
Yep.
What was that feeling like on Tuesday night to help lead your team and then celebrate in the locker room?
Oh, it was awesome. It was such a good team win. I'm so proud of our team, how far we've come from the beginning of the season, all the adversity we faced with COVID and the couple close losses we had. I'm just so happy where we are now.
Ben, coaches talked about it. We've had national writers talk about it. Everybody but you has gotten to talk about your journey to Eastern Michigan and coming here. From your perspective, tell us that story.
Yeah, it was pretty unique. The transfer portal is a weird process, and I'm not someone who really enjoyed the whole recruiting process, and it's really stressful, and I didn't have much time to decide where I was going to go, but thankfully I got in touch with Coach Creighton, and things just worked out perfectly, and I'm just really happy to be here.
Between the last 3 quarters at Bowling Green and the first 3 quarters at Toledo, your team put up double digits in 6 consecutive quarters. That's never been done at Eastern Michigan in the last 20 years. From the quarterback's eyes, what's been the catalyst to some of the offensive success in the last couple of weeks specifically?
I think it's just myself and the offense in general just getting more comfortable and more confident in ourselves, and I think we're just rolling right now, and we have a ton of confidence, and I think this is just the beginning of where we can go, and it's only up from here.
How much does it help to have a receiving core that's so deep and a running back room that you put any one of 3 or 4 out there and the level really doesn't dip?
Yeah, we have so many playmakers, and I'm just so lucky to be around them and give them the ball, and they make me look good all the time because I can just throw it up to them, hand it off to them, and they're going to make plays, and obviously we're having a lot of success right now, and we're going to keep that going.
You heard me ask Coach about the success on third down. If you look at some of your numbers, specifically a career high 354 yards at Toledo. That's in the top 30 all-time in single game history, Eastern Michigan. And then if you look at your overall numbers, one of the best in the country in terms of completion percentage, one of the best in terms of pass efficiency. One of the characteristics that sticks out with you is the discipline. Do you feel like that's maybe your best characteristic, is knowing when and why to get rid of the ball, how to get rid of the ball, protecting it?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Pike's always preaching to us, just take what the defense gives you, and that's kind of really stuck with me. And I think that just the coaching here has made me really realize that their defense is always going to have holes and gaps, and they're always going to give you something. You just have to be smart and pick and choose what you throw to and what you take from the defense, and just take what they give you at the end of the day.
I know it's really early on in the process, but have you looked at all, do you know anything about the Ohio defense and the challenges that they might present?
I haven't really looked at them much yet, but I know they're going to be hungry, and they're going to come here and be looking for a win, and they're going to give it all they got. So we got to be prepared and ready to go. What's it been like for your parents to watch you come here to a school that I know means something to them, and then watch you get to flourish here this year? Yeah, they've loved it. My dad especially, he's been in the crowd, and he like will meet someone that he played with. Like he's like, oh, like no way, like this is, I played with you in college, and they rekindle and everything, and it's awesome. And he's loved it, and my mom's also loved it, and it's just been a great experience for our family. What do you see as the most important job that you have on the field on game day? I think just keeping everyone up and motivated, and if we're down, we got to just keep going, and no matter what the defense is doing, no matter what the special teams is doing, no matter how far we're down, if we're down like 2-3 touchdowns, we got to just keep going, because obviously in the MAC, like especially in the MAC, these MAC games, like anything can happen, and we just got to keep moving forward, and I just got to be the one to pick everyone up and lead everyone. Obviously I'm a history guy, Coach Creighton. I asked him plenty of questions about that. 6 wins already. I know there's more to go for you guys, but this is the 130th year of Eastern Michigan football. Only 29 teams have ever gotten to 6 wins total, let alone with plenty of games to play in the regular season. What are your thoughts on that from a player perspective? How proud of you of the other guys in the locker room have you been this year? Yeah, I'm super proud. I mean, we've worked so hard, and it's really just coming to show how hard we worked this offseason, and the leadership we have on this team. The seniors are awesome, and they lead the way for us, and I'm just super proud to be on this team. I asked you about the wide receivers and the running backs, but one group I don't want to leave out is the tight ends too. Have you ever been in a tight end room that's so dynamic and able to help you in so many different ways? No, I mean, these tight ends are so good. I mean, everyone brings something to the table, and Gunner's done an awesome job of stepping in with Bryson hurt, and Thomas he hurdled someone this past week, and he's really good, and we've got other guys too, and it's just awesome to be working with those guys. How have you matured as a leader in a really short time span here? Yeah, I think that's kind of the biggest growth thing I've seen out of myself since I've been here, because I've been a backup. I was a backup at Cincinnati, obviously, and I haven't really been able to use my voice or kind of be the leader of the team. But now I'm able to do that, and I feel like I've really earned the respect of the guys, and it's been a learning process for me, but I've enjoyed every part of it. How do you do that? How do you earn the respect with the guys? Just working really hard, and when I say something and tell people what to do, I need to be doing it myself. So I can't be someone who says things and I'm not doing it myself. I have to do the things that I'm telling other people to do, and they'll follow along. What are the things that still need to happen for you this season for you to look back and say, okay, that was a successful season for me? I think just continuing to fight every week and leading this team and just doing everything I can to win. I got to just look myself in the mirror at the end of the year and say I did all I could do to help this team win. Perfect.
Thanks, Ben.
All right, thank you.
Ready? Get on up. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate it.
Yep. You're not gonna be my donor.
No, you gave me confidence.
I think I saw something trigger off the computer at the end.
Oh, perfect. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, it's still feeding through here, so it's good. Thanks, Ben. All right, Jose, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. I'll ask you a similar question that we asked Ben. And your story is one that's really picked up some traction as people have found out more about you and as your play has really increased on the field. You're someone that has a unique background story getting here to Eastern Michigan. Talk about your journey through junior college football and how you put yourself through that to end up here.
I put myself through that for here. I don't know, I feel like at the end of the day it was my dream to play football, so anything that I had to do for football was like easy, like working jobs or sleeping at somebody's house or sleeping on the couch, all that's easy because it's just, this is what I'm doing for my dream, so it makes it like even better that I'm here. It makes me cherish more like everything I get here, like again, it's food swipes or like just practice. It makes me happy that I'm at practice through everything.
Coach Nether just told us that when he was recruiting you and they came out to see you as a JUCO player, you were working multiple jobs. There was no time of the day where you were at home.
Yeah.
Tell me about that experience and the jobs you were working to put yourself through college when you were a JUCO player.
I worked like 3 jobs. I was working a dishwashing job. Well, first I would go flip signs in the morning. So I would flip signs in the morning, and then I get off of work, and I go. What I did after that, I go wash dishes. I was a dishwasher at that Creole Grill, so I used to go wash dishes. And after that, I had a warehouse job. And I used to, it was at a kind of like a factory, and I go there and I just, I move boxes all night until like 6 in the morning. And basically, I had to do that because in California, JUCOs out there, you got to pay yourself through. So it's, you don't get no scholarship or nothing. And I had $5,000 due before the next semester, so I had to work like 3 jobs for like 2 months. So, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, like to chase your dream. So, me going to work, the only thing that pushed me every day when I was out there was my family, my people, my teammates, my coaches, like just encouragement. Like me going to work, I'm thinking about dang, like, I love playing football, so I'm gonna go to work. I love doing this. So, basically, it's not that the fact, like I love like going to work. I don't love washing dishes, but the fact that I love football so much, like I had to keep doing everything.
Those are jobs, they're not easy jobs either, and that makes it a challenge at times, certainly. But when Coach Nether and Coach Creighton come knocking on the door and give you that opportunity to live out your dream,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, do you remember what that was like when they offered you the chance to come here and play football?
Yeah, I remember because I ain't have no offers at the time, and my coaches in JUCO, they weren't really trying to help me get out. So I think I got in touch with Coach Von Trail on Twitter, and Coach Von Trail had got in contact with one of my close coaches back home, like my uncle, Coach Rod. And Coach Von Trail, he hit up Coach Von Trail. I got to Coach Nunez, and they came down to see me. I remember I seen them, and they tried to meet with me, but I couldn't because I had work, and I couldn't miss work or I'd get fired. And I met with them, and yeah.
What's it been like now that you're here and obviously part of the team? I mean, is this everything you imagined the playing at this level would be?
Yeah, it's everything I imagined. I remember when I got this offer, like I told Coach Nino, I don't even got to come on a visit. He told me, he was like, no, hold on. He was like, hold on, big fella. We would like you to come up on a visit first. But I was like, man, I just want to come, like, because I just got off work too, and I was telling him, man, I just want to come, man. And then as soon as I got up here, I seen the snow. Man, I came, and yeah, I was out here. That was my first time seeing snow, so I wanted to make snow angels. But I didn't want to be embarrassed because, I'm 20 years old trying to make snow angels in front of grown men. So that was fun. And then just coming here, just like, it's like I said, it makes everything like, coming from a JUCO, And then being at a bigger college, like you don't see you don't cherish stuff as much because you come from an environment like everything's handed to you. But like when you go to JUCO and you realize stuff is not like that, you realize you got to eat on your own. It's times before the game you might not even have nothing to eat and there's nothing you could do about it. You just go play a game. So even pregame meals, like just everything in general, like breakfast check. Like you probably don't even want to wake up for breakfast check 7 or 9 o'clock in the morning, but you're gonna wake up because it's like it's free food. Like it's something that you get given to you.
Let's talk about your play on the field. Obviously, this year you've really broken through. Last game at Toledo, maybe your best ever. You led the team in tackles. That was a career high. Sacks. That was a career high with 2 tackles for loss, forced fumbles, and quarterback hurries. What's been the biggest reason that you've been able to break through this year?
Just just the grind. Just like what Coach said, being different and just want to be different for your teammates. It's like you being on the field, me being on the field and being a DN, it's like, I feel like if I don't get to that quarterback, if I don't start that run, somebody else got to deal with that, and that's my fault. So, like, just make sure, like, I put it all on my plate and just working hard. Like, even during the off season, like, it's times you probably don't even want to work out, but we going to go work out because we know the ending goal. We know, like, everything that you put in is going to show on the field. And it's like, when you work so hard on off season and like off the field, like when it's come to game time, it's like them nerves, you probably get a little butterflies, but you don't get the same nerve as much because you know everything you did for this opportunity. So like when I step on the field and I see that man in front of me, it's just I already been here, like I already put in all the work, so now I just gotta go deliver for my teammates.
How have Coach Needham and Coach Nethery challenged you to improve since you got here? What have they done for you?
Oh, they challenge me. They challenge me every day. For real, they challenge me in practice. Like, they challenge me to not just be a football player. They challenge me to be a leader and challenge me to be dominant. And I know the reason why they brought me here, so that makes it even more that I gotta go crazy.
What's it like to play on the opposite side of Teran Rush when you know that he's given quarterbacks just as much of a hard time as you?
That my boy. You know we got the goals in, man. That's my boy. It feel great because it's like, I know if I don't get him, he gonna get him. It's times before the play, like I might look at Teran and be like, meet me in the backfield. It's just like he bring me energy. Like it might be third and like 10. He look at me, he be like, all right, I'm gonna get there before you, like, or he'll say something to me that drives me or that drive him, and I know if I don't get it, I know he gonna get it. So it's like that's my boy, man. So like him being on the other side of me makes my game, challenges me, make me up my game because I might have to beat him to the sack, so to the tackle for loss, whatever it is.
What's been the best part of Eastern Michigan for you outside of football?
Best part of Eastern Michigan, just the opportunities that Coach Creighton and all the coaching staff had given me with building my spiritual side. Like, for instance, like we got AIA meetings, that's athletes in action, or we got like just chapels before the game. It challenged me to bring my spiritual side out and challenged me to like read my Bible, challenged me to do outside of the field stuff, like the slogan, like being different. It's not just being different for football, but being different in life. So it's like I'm trying to be different mentally, physically, and spiritually. So that's the best thing. Like I never been in a program where there's so much friendship and like energy towards the team, and the coaching staff bring that on. It's stuff we do outside of like football, like hang with each other, or they'll set up games for us to play, like baseball. I remember we had a kickball game in the summer, and Coach Creighton had got that set up, and it's just, like I said, it just brings more out of us, bring us closer together. So that's the best part about it to me.
Who or what gets you out of bed every day? What's your biggest motivation?
Biggest motivation, man, I don't even gotta think about it, but I know, I gotta say God first, because God, as soon as I get out that bed, I gotta hit my knees, I gotta thank the Lord for the day. But most definitely my family, especially my mama. My mom means everything to me, like everything. She the reason why, like, I'm here. She the reason why I grind so hard, because I know all the pain that she has been going through and everything that she had to do for me and my brothers, me and my 5 brothers. So now my little brother, just changing their life, my nephews, just being an opportunity I can change my next generation of my life. So my mom.
What's this journey meant for your mom?
Can you say that one more time?
What has this journey meant for your mom, do you think?
My mom don't even know about football for real, man. My mom's Haitian, so growing up, like, I played like soccer and baseball, and my mom always like she'll come to my football games. She don't even know what's going on. She just cheer me on. My mom not like my number one fan. My mom would come to my game on Fridays for like 30 minutes. I think she came to my game one time. She came for 30 minutes because it was senior night. Oh, that's the only time she been to my game. She came for senior night, 30 minutes, and she went to church. My mom real spiritual. So my mom, like I know my mama in church, she probably up right now praying for me. And I know my mama like tomorrow or tonight when she go to church, she gonna pray for me. Saturday before the game, she gonna pray for me. She's like, it's like she really my number one fan, and throughout my whole life, it's been like that.